Welcome to Bragg N Bout Business, the podcast shining a light on small business and the stories behind local entrepreneurs. Proudly sponsored by Cowboy Trail Brewery. Cheers to the West. I have a question for you, listener. Have you ever tried kombucha? If not, why? Well, after today, there'll be no reason not to. Belcan Brew homemade raw organic kombucha founder Lien Cani is in the house to educate us on its benefits and how it actually can taste good. If the producer knows what the heck they're doing. It's delicious. Enjoy. Lien, welcome to Bragg N Bout Business.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, so I'm excited to have you here. I've never had somebody on the show that brews their own kombucha before.
It's a cool process.
It is a cool process. Yeah. So what made you want to get into small batch organic kombucha?
Oh my goodness. So I have always been a kombucha drinker. It's always been like, I love it. To me, I call it tea beer. It's like it's beer,
All
but
right.
without, the same alcohol and
Sure.
the
And
same
actually does your body good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So I would buy it constantly. And I had a friend, Jules, and she made her own kombucha. And she's like, hey, I'm going to give you a SCOBY and you can give it a try. And I was from day one obsessed, making it constantly, playing with flavors, figuring stuff out. And my dad, actually, he hates kombucha. He hates it so much. Every time we buy it from the store, he's like, oh, it smells like vinegar. And I don't want it. So one day I convinced him to try the one that I made. And he loved it.
Oh.
And, that to me was like, more people like this than.
Now, was he just being a dad saying that?
No, because he drinks it now. And I'm like, this is wonderful. So I thought, maybe some people that don't like the store-bought stuff will actually prefer my stuff. And, we'll have family come over from Belgium and they'll try it. And they all said, it's great.
Wow.
So I thought, maybe I should share this with more people.
Why not?
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. So the business started just recently.
It's super recently. Yeah. So technically like 3-4 months ago.
Okay.
I was actually in Von Esse for a job interview. And my availability was not what they kind of wanted it to be.
Gotcha.
So that didn't really work out. But at the end, he asked me a question. He's like, so, tell me, what are your hobbies? And so I mentioned I love cooking and, with plants and stuff like that. And I make kombucha. And he's like, now, wait a minute. You make kombucha? And he had mentioned that he wanted to have some kombucha, on the menu or just to sell it.
And this is Dominic, right?
This is Dominic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he is very health conscious.
Yes. Yeah. So he mentioned it, and I was like, well, I've never thought about selling it or making it my own product. I just make it for myself and my family. And he said, well, you should really look into it. And so I was at that interview with my grandma.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a very spontaneous, like, pop in and be like, hey.
Yeah.
So afterwards, like, we leave and he gave me his contact info and was like, if you do something with this, reach out to me and we'll work something out.
Such a nice guy.
It's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And so literally that day we were having a picnic later on. It was lunchtime. And my grandma was like, you need to do this. And I thought, yeah, I do need to do this because I've always wanted to do my own thing, but just never knew, okay, like what should I do?
Yes.
What is my talent?
Yes. That's right.
So we were at the table, at the picnic table. It was the Creekers Mall, one of those picnic tables.
Yep.
And we were discussing names. And that's, when kind of things got started and we figured out a name for the business. Yeah. And from that day forward, it's
fantastic.
It's been wonderful.
Okay. So you're from Belgium originally. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about Lien and how she arrived in Canada.
Yeah. So it's been 17 years.
Oh my
We've been here since 2008. And it was just like my parents, I think they were tired of Belgium. It's a pretty country, but it's very tiny and there's so many people there. Yes. And people keep coming and there's no room anymore. So I think for them, it was really like, we just need to get out of here. And I know my dad was kind of looking into maybe the US, but that was a little bit harder.
Sure.
And my mom didn't want to go there. Okay. So I think they kind of had like a happy medium and settled on Canada. But in hindsight, I think we're all very happy about that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we love being here. Honestly, it's probably the best decision that they ever made. And even, for me and my siblings, like I remember I struggled a little bit growing up. Like I got basically pulled away from, my cousins, and I had pretty good relationships with them. And, suddenly you're far away from grandma and you can't have those sleepovers.
That's unfortunate.
And so that was a little bit hard. And it did take me quite a while to kind of get over that and start appreciating living here. But that changed when I met my husband in Belgium. And then,
no way.
Yeah, we
Really?
went there. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was from Canada?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we were actually born in the same town.
Oh,
So our paths probably crossed somewhere. We didn't know. But I was visiting my family actually in 2018, and we met in my hometown.
okay.
Yeah.
Very
So,
cool.
and eventually he was like, well, I want to get out of Belgium. I've never wanted to stay here. And I thought, well, like obviously the option here is probably Canada.
Yeah.
So we came here for 3 months and he loved it.
Awesome.
And honestly, seeing somebody else love it so much made me look at it from a different perspective as well, and made me appreciate it more.
Yeah.
And from that point on, I was like, I love it here. But the thing is, I have my little piece of Belgium that I missed in him.
Oh,
so
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I met your husband just in the last few weeks because he works for Beaver Tooth Mulching.
He does, yeah.
And they were doing some work on our property and an adjacent property, and super nice guy.
Such a nice guy.
Yeah, very nice guy.
Very blessed.
So how did you guys, Canada's a big place. How did you zero in on Bragg Creek?
Well, so we didn't actually move to Bragg Creek first. We lived in Okotoks for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were there for a year, and then my mom, she was pretty much pregnant every single year.
How many siblings do you have?
4.
Okay.
Yeah, wow. So there's 5 of us.
Wow.
So yeah, once we moved here, it was like constantly a new kid, and the new house, we outgrew it pretty fast. So we lived in Okotoks for 1 year, and then we moved to Staveley. And we lived on an acreage near Pine Coulee, and I hated it.
Well, it's very different than...
There is like nothing there. There's literally nothing there. So yeah, so we lived there for 4 years on 4 acres of nothing. There was a beautiful house, which my parents built, but there was like not a single tree.
I was going to say, if you've ever watched The Wizard of Oz, and like that farmhouse that was in the middle of nowhere, that's what Staveley's like.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. So we were there, and I just thought, I never want to live in the country again. This is horrible. We moved back to Okotoks after the 4 years, lived there for 9.
Okay.
And my dad actually, on New Year's in 2021, he said, hey, I found this house. And there's 2 houses on the property. It's a 32-acre lot. We should go look at it. Are you guys interested? I'm like, well, heck yeah. So the day after, on New Year's, on January 1st, we went and looked at the house, and it was like we were instantly in love. There were definitely flaws in the house. We needed to work on a couple things.
Of course.
But it was just like, you walk in and you picture yourself living there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the best feeling ever. And I've never had that before. It's also our first house, but
sure,
but yeah, just never felt that way in a space. And it was honestly just like the best choice for us because we both invested in the property, me and Simon and my parents, and it meant we could be neighbors.
Yeah.
Right? Like we both have our separate spaces, so we have the privacy, but we're also neighbors. Yeah. So it's like the best of both worlds.
That is. Keep an eye on each other.
Yeah. And it's so different because in the beginning when I was like, I never want to live in the country again, I never imagined that somewhere like Bragg Creek was possible.
Yes.
It just didn't come up in my brain. So, when we came and looked at the property, I'm like, wow, there's actually trees here.
And hills.
There's hills.
Yes.
And our neighbor is far away, but you can see them across the street or, and I loved that.
That's great.
So I'm not leaving Bragg.
No, absolutely. No, it's a beautiful spot.
Gorgeous.
It is a beautiful spot. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go back now. Now we know a little bit about you and how you got here. Let's go back to kombucha. So what exactly is kombucha?
So kombucha is basically fermented tea.
Okay.
So it starts off really...
I've got a couple of glasses here.
You do.
I'm going to try some in a second.
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
Yeah. So it starts off, there's this big mushroom looking thing. And there's kombucha culture. And it's bacteria, it's yeast, good bacteria.
Good stuff.
Yes, it's all really good for your gut. So basically what you do is you add sweet tea every 2 weeks or so. Yeah.
Okay.
And during the time that it sits, it ferments. And so the yeast eats the sugar, which becomes bacteria.
It's good bacteria, gut bacteria.
So
how do you introduce the flavors then into...
So the flavors come in the second fermentation. So there's 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's 2 different. Yeah. Okay. So the first one is literally just tea. It's sweet tea. It's the culture, and it's a SCOBY.
So you throw the SCOBY in to the sweet tea, and it does its thing.
Yes, with some of your old batch of kombucha. It's kind of like how sourdough works.
Okay,
Like you always
yes.
need to keep
Yeah.
a little bit from the mother in there. So you do that, you let it sit for 2 weeks. And then after that, I bottle them and I flavor them each separately. So each 1 liter bottle that I flavor is different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay,
I
so it's
let
not
that
big
sit.
batch.
No. Like
Okay.
it's literally very small batch.
Literally handcrafted. Each
Yes.
bottle.
Like every liter is made with love,
All right.
different flavors.
All right.
And yeah. So, and that sits for about 3 to 4 days, kind of
Okay.
depending on the temperature. And that will eat more of the sugar. And then at the end, after the 4 days, I put it in the fridge, and the cold actually stops the fermentation.
Mhm.
So that will kind of settle everything. That also prevents it from, if I'm burping my bottle, which
Yep.
you're supposed to do to kind of let some air out. Sometimes they explode.
I've made homemade beer before, and
Yep.
yeah, there were some incidents.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I've definitely had passion fruit on my ceiling, which is wonderful. That one seems to carbonate very well, and whenever I burp those bottles, it just flies up, which is
Sure.
it's very entertaining.
Yeah, of course.
But it's probably not super handy if you're working with a blueberry or a raspberry, because that will probably stain.
Yes, I'm picturing you
Yeah.
like in full lab clothing with goggles and like hairnet, and just be
Yeah.
prepared for it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But so if you put it in the fridge before you bottle it afterwards, everything settles, and you can just open the bottle and it's clean.
You're taming the
100%.
kombucha. Okay.
Yes.
So that whole process is within 3 weeks-ish?
I'd say, probably, about 3 weeks,
Okay.
2.5, 3
All right.
weeks. Yeah.
Cool.
So it takes a while.
Yeah.
But at this point, I have enough separate vessels going that it's kind of like a continuous brew.
Yep.
Because once, this one is done and this one's done its
Right.
second fermentation, the next one is ready to be worked with.
Yeah,
So
I'm picturing like a lot of carboys set up and
yes. Yeah.
percolating.
Yeah. It's quite the setup.
All right. Have you ever had, because I think I have lime cardamom
Yes.
right
Yeah.
now. I'm going to give this a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, you can definitely smell the lime.
Yes.
We're going to give it a go.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Oh, it's nice.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be nice with like a little gin.
Right? Well, yeah. So the best thing about these is they're so versatile. You can do anything. You can drink them because you're being healthy. You
Right.
can drink them as a soda replacer, or you can work them into a cocktail. Like at
Okay.
Vanessa, the one that they have on the
Yes.
menu, it's a non-alcoholic cocktail. So it's a nice, substitute for someone that's not wanting to drink any alcohol. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, if you were to be like, I want to add some gin into this, which I
Sure.
think gin is probably the best option to
I
mix
think
with
so.
most
I guess
kombucha.
you could do vodka too, but
Yeah.
gin
Yeah.
would add a little
Yeah. A
background
little.
flavor.
Yeah. So if you were to add something like that, you could make it into an actual cocktail
And that's
instead of
gonna happen.
using, syrups or stuff like that, which often are made with artificial flavors.
Oh yeah, corn
colors.
syrup and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is very nice. It's got a little. It's not carbonated, but there's a little fizzy to it
Yes.
on the back end.
Yeah. Yeah. So one thing that I always want people to know when they buy homemade kombucha is it's not the same as store-bought kombucha.
Right.
Because a lot of the store-bought brands, they carbonate their beverage. So when you actually ferment the tea, it doesn't carbonate as much as you think it
Mm-hmm.
could or would. So these companies add a bunch of carbonation, which in my opinion, that's one of the reasons why I prefer making my own over buying from the store, because
Sure.
I don't love the carbonation. I think a lot of times like if we're on vacation and I can't bring my own, I'll buy a bottle and I'll drink it. And I did that in the US this summer. I was complaining to Simon being like, I just taste fizz, nothing else.
Right. Kills everything else.
Yeah. And I don't like that. So I like this. It's not carbonated.
This is way better than the other kombucha I've tried, because my sister
Good.
made. Sorry, Alana, but you made me, try yours, and it was rough.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was rough, but I only took like a tablespoon of it a day.
Mm.
But to get
Yeah.
that tablespoon down, like
Oh.
it was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But this is much more palatable. This is very nice. So this one I'm trying now is orange.
Orange and lemon. Yeah,
Orange and
actually,
lemon.
so this one is not on the menu yet. So I have
Mm.
monthly menus that I make, and I put about 2 or 3 flavors on there. And I was playing with this one because I had so
This
many
is
oranges
nice.
in the house, and I thought, hey Simon, like how about I make this flavor, and
Yeah.
if we love it, we could put it on next month's
Exactly.
list. And so so you're the first one to taste that apart from us.
Mm.
Yeah,
Look at me.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
that's really nice.
It's like
I
a
like them
healthy
both.
Fanta.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And I could feed my 7-year-old this too.
You 100% can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any flavor failures?
Absolutely.
Have you?
Yes, I have. I really have. I used to love drinking gin. I don't drink alcohol anymore, but I used to love drinking gin. And gin often has like cucumber flavors and
Sure.
stuff like that, right? So I
Yep.
thought this would be so good. Like I'm gonna make
Yeah.
this cucumber. It just tastes. I love pickles, but it just tasted like I was drinking pickle juice. And
Oh,
it might be for some people. It's not for me. I
no,
know
no.
it
Yeah, you
wasn't
wouldn't
hitting the
want, you
spot.
wouldn't drink a glass of pickle juice. You
No.
might put a shot into like a,
Yeah.
I don't know, Bloody Mary or a Caesar
Yeah,
or
but this
something.
was just it was yeah, gruesome. Did not like that.
Good to know. Good
Yeah.
to know. All
But
right.
don't worry, I don't make those anymore.
Okay, good. You're not going to slip that in on us?
Nope.
No.
No.
Perfect. So yeah, lemon cardamom, ginger mango is another flavor for this month,
Yes, yeah.
and blueberry lavender.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I love anything lavender, so I make a lot of lavender
Yeah.
things. Yeah. So even the kombucha that we sell to Vanessa is a mint and lavender. So it's obviously less sweet because there's no blueberry in there to kind of
Sure.
give it that sweetness.
Yep.
But anything lavender. Maybe it's not everybody's cup of tea, but like it's florally,
My
it's
wife
fresh.
loves lavender, and
Yeah.
she would be all over that.
Yeah. And
For
so
sure.
and for the ginger one, I thought like everybody loves a ginger, especially, in the fall and in
Ginger
the
too,
winter.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's a little bit warming, it's good for the stomach.
Yep.
So if you have it, after dinner or whatever meal, it's really good. It helps your digestive system. But I thought like every place that you buy a ginger kombucha, it's always ginger lemon or it's ginger pineapple if they're being a little exotic.
Yeah.
And I thought I like those flavors, but I want something a little bit more unique.
Yes.
And I love mango, like
yeah, me
so
too.
much.
Yeah, I love it.
So good.
Mhm.
And I thought, this will add a little bit of sweetness so it's not quite as spicy, but it'll be a little different than,
Yes.
the flavors that you find in a store or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is probably one of my favorites now.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So the kombucha you find in the store, they're carbonating it obviously, but
Yeah.
I'm sure, I don't know if the carbonation process, does that take away from the nutritional benefits of those products, or?
I'm not too sure, so I
Okay.
can't really answer on that. But
I'm guessing there's a ton of other stuff that they put in there too to
Well,
preserve it
yeah,
and
yeah,
long
yeah.
life. and-
So obviously I'm not gonna name any brands, but
We can name names. We do that here.
Well, so I'll mention the name. So in Rise Kombucha,
Rise,
that's
okay.
a brand that you find in Walmart and
Okay.
a lot of other stores. They have gums that they put into their stuff. So I don't want to name any specifics, but I think
Sure.
I've seen xanthan gum,
Yeah.
or gum. They put natural flavors in there.
Yeah.
And it's just not my thing.
Right.
I don't know what a natural flavor is. Is it actually natural? Where is it coming from? Why are you
Exactly.
not actually telling me what it is?
Mhm.
I don't love the term.
Yeah.
Just nothing with natural flavors for me.
So if we looked at the ingredients on yours,
So simple.
it would be so simple.
So simple.
Yeah.
Everything is organic. Everything is whole food, whole fruit. Yeah.
That's
we don't
good.
settle for less.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you use any local or seasonal ingredients to make these?
I mean, in the summer when there's lots of farmers markets, I tried to, go out, but unfortunately, which I think should be worked on a little bit, farmers markets don't actually often have stuff that is organic.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
if I'm sticking to that,
I've
which
seen
I
this.
definitely want to, it's really hard to find stuff that I can use at farmers market. I really do try.
Yeah.
And if I find something, like if I find organic strawberries or whatever,
Right.
I will use some.
Yeah. I don't know why I automatically went to fresh spruce needles and things like that. I don't know if that would be good or not.
That would actually, I've thought about that.
Because it can go one or two ways. I've had some stuff
Yes.
that's been like really,
Yeah.
really piney, like pine tarry, and it's like
A little
too
too
much.
much. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think it would need to be balanced out with something else. You probably
Totally.
wouldn't be able to
like
just do
honey
pine.
or something. Or,
Yeah. Yeah. But I was thinking like I could technically forage some of my own stuff,
Right.
from pine trees and such. Haven't done that.
Okay.
Not sure if I would,
All right.
but
Well, if you do, you know what to name it.
yeah.
The Bragg N Brew. That's what you're going to, the Bragg N Brew. That's what it's going to be.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. So what is a SCOBY?
A SCOBY is a symbiotic culture of
Okay.
bacteria and yeast.
So when I've seen these things,
Yes.
not to get gross or anything, but I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it in a jar. It looks like a placenta. I mean,
Yeah.
honest to God.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so I always thought it was a mushroom.
Well, I call it a mushroom.
Okay.
But that's because my friend called it a mushroom when she gave it to me, and it just kind of stuck.
Sure. Well, it kind of looks like a big mushroom cap.
It does, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely an interesting substance, like a little disc, a little gooey disc. I am definitely not grossed out by it.
No,
Definitely not anymore.
No.
Like maybe in the beginning I was like, that's kind of funky.
Yeah.
But at this point, I do love my SCOBY. I have good relationships with my SCOBYs, and it hurts my heart when I have to, rip little layers off, because to me, totally wrong, but it has a personality.
Well, it's
like
given you.
You give it a name.
It's given you many batches.
Exactly. So in my head, and because it grows.
Okay.
That makes me feel like it's alive.
Well, it is.
And so if I'm ripping off layers and throwing them away.
So you have to clean it? Is that what happens?
No, but every single time you brew a new batch, there is another layer that grows on top of your SCOBY. So you get more on. Well, it's actually called a pellicle. So the thing that most people call a SCOBY is a pellicle. The SCOBY is the mother culture that is in the kombucha from your previous batch.
Okay.
Yeah. But so the pellicle grows every single time you brew a batch. And that means that eventually, in your vessel, you're going to have something that's this thick.
Getting pretty big, yeah.
You don't want that. That's wasting space that could be,
product.
Valuable product. Yeah. So I try to keep them super thin. You don't really need them.
Okay.
That's when it grows.
Sure.
So I rip off little layers and then I compost them.
All right. So do you source your SCOBY from special places?
No. So the SCOBY that I got was from my friend.
Okay.
She probably got it from a family member or something. It's kind of like, how sourdough, you pass it on and it's 40 years old. This is probably not 40 years old. But I got it from her. And because the SCOBY grows because of the pellicle growing new layers and such, I use that to make a different batch.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So at that point, I've stretched my one pellicle is now, I think I have 6 different vessels going.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just from that one.
They're multiplying.
Yes, they multiply. Yes, they are very fruitful.
Did your friend charge you like a commission for every batch that you make on it? No. Okay.
No. She is awesome. She's very supportive in all of this, and
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. How do you know when it's ready?
Taste it and pH test it.
Oh, pH test it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So we pH test everything to make sure that there is nothing off in the batch.
Yep.
I taste test every single batch, so I'm never giving anything that's questionable or
too
whatever.
Acidic or
Yeah. So it'll all be tested. The pH has to be between 2.5 and 3.5. If it is under that or above that, no good. There is bacteria present. You discard the batch, which has never happened.
There you go.
Knock on wood.
You're batting 1,000.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, I'm learning a lot here today. It's delicious. There's a lot of marketing out there on kombucha.
Yes.
And just the limited research I did, this is a $12 billion global business.
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
But I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, people are more health conscious now.
Yeah.
So what can people expect from a health benefit from organic, homemade brewed kombucha?
Well, I mean, you're getting vitamins and minerals from the fruit that's going into the second fermentation.
Okay.
It is fermented, so it is very easy on the stomach. It helps digestion. It's full of probiotics. So in that sense, it's just really good for your gut.
Okay.
And it feels that way too. When we go out, doesn't happen often, but if you're out and you're having some fast food because it's the easiest thing,
right?
We'll usually bring a bottle and Simon will drink it and be like, this feels so much better on my stomach than drinking root beer or
Yes.
So does it balance everything out? Maybe it's more of a mental thing after you've eaten such a greasy meal, but
maybe.
But
it's probably accelerating the digestion of the fat and the grease and proteins and all that kind of thing.
Yeah. And it is, honestly, if you like sweet. So my kombucha, it can be sweet or not so sweet depending on what flavor you get.
Yep.
We have certain flavors, like if you go for a raspberry or a blueberry, those are so insanely sweet. And it's not because I add more sugar. It is literally just because of the berry. But those will often taste like I don't know if you've probably had the Sour Patch Kids.
Sure.
Yeah. So red Sour Patch Kids taste the exact same as my raspberry kombucha.
Oh, really?
But it's great.
Yeah.
Because you're having this treat and you know that there's not as much sugar or it's not processed or whatever.
Totally.
So it's like a feel-good treat.
Yes, I can see that.
I think a lot of people nowadays kind of switch out their pop that they normally drink or whatever. Like if you're having a Coke, it's like 40 grams of sugar.
Oh, it's insane.
330 mils.
Like if you actually measured out how much sugar is in a can and looked at it, you'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah. So, and kombucha is super cool because we start out at, so these are like kind of average numbers, but per liter, we do 80 grams of sugar. But by the end of the fermentation, so after 14 days, there's only about 12 grams left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the SCOBY actually eats all of the sugar.
Oh,
Well, not
wow.
all of the sugar, but it eats like
That's
80,
pretty cool.
90% of sugar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's great. Yeah.
Great. That is
Yeah.
good. That is good.
They like to say that the sugar is for the culture and not for the drinker.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. But I mean, it's not too sweet. It's just a nice amount of sweetness in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get like the flavors that you have, they're not quite as sweet.
Right.
But if you have anything with like raspberry or honestly, I in summer do a lot of passion fruit. I
Okay.
love passion fruit. So that is also like one of those where you drink it and you're like, wow, this is a treat.
It's a jolt to your
It's a,
senses.
yeah, it's a feel good treat. Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's great. All right. So the business is a few months old,
Yes.
very new. What challenges did you have when you first started?
Well, I mean, there's still some challenges,
Of course.
every now and then. I
They'll never
think
end.
the biggest challenge was the fact that we started in August, which very hot.
Mhm.
And that means that kombucha brews very easily at room temperature. And I think a month later, it got drastically colder, like basically overnight.
Oh, wow.
And that meant that I had a giant batch. That did not work out.
That stinks.
Yeah. So,
That's too
stuff
bad.
like that. And then, people are reaching out like a week beforehand being like, hey, I want to order this many of this flavor. And I'm like, great.
Yeah.
So I make that flavor. And then I had to reach out to everybody and be like, hey, sorry, my batch didn't work out. Yeah. So that is a little bit hard.
Growing
and
pains. Growing pains.
100%. Yeah. And honestly, I'm grateful that people are so understanding of that.
Mhm.
Like everybody was so kind. Hey, no, like it's fine. We'll
Yeah.
wait a week. We'll wait 2 weeks,
Yeah.
whatever. So I love that.
Good.
There's no,
Yeah.
hey, you didn't give me my kombucha this week, So
Well, it's not like they can just go down to the next store and get homemade kombucha in
No,
Bragg
no,
Creek.
no.
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 So that's good. You got the chokehold on the supply here.
Yeah.
So that was one question I had for you was, how do you make sure that the temperature is correct for this
Yeah,
fermentation
so
process?
Usually in the summer, it's good at room temperature. I have little, technically you use them on like an aquarium as well, but like little heat strips on there.
Yeah.
So it'll tell me what the temperature is. Kombucha has to be between 25 and 30 degrees to brew
warm?
properly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Like
in
a
the
nice
winter,
beach vacation in Mexico.
yes,
Yes.
100%. It's picky. But in the winter, I remember last year when I was brewing and I wasn't obviously doing it for other people yet, I thought like after 2 weeks, my kombucha was still just super sweet. It just tasted like sweet tea.
Huh.
And I thought obviously it didn't ferment. So I tested the temperature and the temperature was 14 degrees.
Oh, boy.
And so I did my research and such. And if a SCOBY is under 22, 23 degrees, it goes dormant.
Oh,
So it won't go bad, but it won't ferment.
right.
And that's the issue that I had a couple weeks ago. And I made the mistake of bottling it and only tasting it after the second fermentation. So before it,
Mhm.
kind of was bottled for the people.
Right.
Which learn from that.
For
Now I
sure.
taste after the first fermentation.
Yes.
And if it is not done yet, it will sit for longer.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, we talked a little bit about this already, but I'm going to ask you again. What's something that you wish your customers knew or understood about kombucha?
The carbonation thing.
Carbonation thing is
Yeah,
the biggest.
I think, because there's a lot of people that taste it and they love the flavor, but some people like carbonation and they expect that because that's what they're used to from the
Mhm.
store.
Sure.
But the store-bought stuff is carbonated.
Yeah.
They don't, that's not what happens
It's
when
not
you
natural.
ferment. It is not
No.
natural. No, especially not what you're getting from a drink that's store-bought. So in that sense, this is not going to have that.
It's very pleasant to drink. I mean,
Well, exactly. And it's not just fizz in your mouth.
yes.
Which I don't like.
Rotting your teeth out.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So what's your proudest business moment so far?
So, well, at this point, I'm just, anytime something happens, I'm proud. The first time somebody ordered, I was like,
Yeah,
oh
your
my
first
gosh,
sale.
this is so cool.
Yes.
And then that person comes back. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what?
They're hooked now.
Feedback is always good. But once they're back, you know that they actually like
Yes,
it.
that's right.
So that's a super proud moment. I think, once we got stuff figured out with Vanessa, that was
Yeah.
great. Super proud. And then even now being on the podcast, I'm like,
That's fun
this
too.
is great.
Right? This is good.
Yeah. So every little milestone is just, it's worth
Awesome.
celebrating.
That's great. That is
Yeah.
fantastic. What did they name the drink at Von Essen? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to do some
I'm
research.
going back in like a week. So
Okay.
see.
All right.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Do you want to hear some kombucha jokes?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to warn you right now. They're not good.
Okay.
But they're dad jokes.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Why did the kombucha get invited to all the parties?
I don't know.
It had the best culture.
It does.
Why don't kombucha fans ever get into fights?
I don't know.
They prefer to let things brew.
So lame.
Right? Told you they weren't going to be good.
That first one was good though.
All right, one more.
Yeah.
What did one bottle of kombucha say to the other?
Brew hello.
That was bad. No, that was bad. No, you're looking a little gassed today.
Oh,
right?
Actually kind of cute.
There you go. That's it. That's all the ones I got. That's right.
Okay. I love that.
Thanks for listening to my bad jokes. All right, I got some personal questions for you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Oh my goodness. Actually,
did they have Bigfoot in culture in?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I'm gonna say no.
No. All right.
Yeah.
I like the conviction on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still looking. Well, I've had people on that say they believe in it in some ways, but I'm still looking for that one nut that really believes that they're
right. Yeah.
The one that watches the shows on TV.
Yeah. I remember when I was in elementary in Stavely, they made us watch the Bigfoot movie in class. I was terrified.
There's a big like Harry and the Hendersons.
Well, I don't know. There's apparently so many different movies that are about Bigfoot, but it was technically a kids movie, but it was a terrifying kids movie.
Really?
Yes, it terrified me. So yeah, that kind of scared me a little bit. And then I'm pretty sure I went home and was like probably crying to my parents and being like, "Is it real?" And I'm pretty sure my dad told me no, so I still believe him.
Well, at least in Stavely, you could see the Bigfoot coming.
Yes, that's true. There's no trees to hide behind.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's right. All right, good. And I say nut. I don't mean nut. I mean interesting character.
Yes,
that I'm looking for.
Yes,
but yeah, everybody's pretty sensible around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your first job?
I worked in Safeway in the bakery. Yes.
Nice. I worked at Safeway when I was young.
Did you?
Yes.
Honestly, it was a nice place to work. I didn't last very long. I think I was there for maybe 3 months.
Okay.
But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
They were really good people, and it was a good first job.
Yeah, I love the grocery business. Like Well,
I think I liked it until I did too many of them because at one point I worked at Sobeys, I worked at Safeway, I had worked at Save On Foods, Co-op, and then I was just so tired of it.
Yeah. It depends what you're doing too. I was working like night shift, stocking shelves, unloading, doing the orders.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, I didn't. Well, I did do some day shifts, so I had to deal with customers. But But at night we just crank up the tunes and
I think the worst part, I'm not a phone person, as in I don't like when people call me.
Okay.
And I feel like, and maybe that's not actually the case, but I just feel like it is. I was never trained properly. Like I was always just, people kind of expect you're hired and you just do your thing, and I'm not going to tell you how to do any of it. So like my first day, I'd be there and someone would be calling to make a cake order. And I'm like, I don't even know where the cake form sheet is.
Right. Yeah.
So then I'm on the phone.
They kind of set you up for failure there.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm on the phone and I'm like, how do I solve this technically very easy problem? I don't know. I don't have the resources.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And
there should be a book or something I could look at.
Yes. And it just makes for some very awkward phone situations.
Yes.
So I did not like that
at all.
That
wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Be good. What was your favorite job?
I did residential cleaning for a while, and I actually loved that.
I was talking to somebody last night actually, and they said you were the best cleaner they ever had.
Somebody that I clean for?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Here in Bright Creek?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe that. I did a couple of my own clients after I worked for a company out of Okotoks.
Yep.
Just because like when we moved from Okotoks to here, I was like, I don't like the commute of 45, 50 minute. Well, I know it's average for some people, and props to people that do it. I just didn't like it.
It was long.
So I thought I'm going to look for a couple of my own clients, and I think I had like 2 or 3, so it wasn't a lot. But yeah, I really enjoyed that because maybe it's the same thing with the kombucha. I like seeing the whole process.
Oh, yeah.
You start with something and maybe it doesn't look as good. And, a while after you're like, wow, I did good because this looks clean,
That's
and
right.
it's the same with the kombucha. The other day when I made this orange lemon flavor, like I said, it's not on the menu yet, but I was kind of playing with it and testing it. And I wanted Simon to try it and be like, is it good? If it's good, I'll put it on the next menu.
Yeah.
And so I made it and I thought, this is so good. And I'm just friggin' jumping up and down in my kitchen being like, I made this,
That's
like,
awesome.
so I like seeing the whole process of things. And I think cleaning kind of had that same thing. So as much as sometimes it's very dirty work, and it taught me how to be clean in my own house.
Of course.
So I thought that was excellent because I started doing that work when I was like 20, and I think we had just gotten our first apartment. So, and like I'm generally like a pretty clean person. I like having things organized.
Yep.
But that really taught me to see, even the small things, like the baseboards, or who dusts their the artwork on the wall.
Yeah.
It's just like tiny
Don't
things
look around the studio here.
You have a very clean house.
Well, it's a little disorganized, but it works. It works.
Yeah.
But finding somebody that can clean to your level of clean is very difficult.
It's hard. Yes.
Yeah, because I've never had a cleaner where I'm like happy with their work. They clean it, but it's they don't get into they don't move stuff. They don't get they wipe it, but it's not. There's still stuff there. But anyway, we digress. What was your favorite subject in school?
Social studies.
Social studies.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love anything politics, geography, history. Yes. I think I definitely got that from my dad. He's written several books on the Second World War.
Oh, wow.
So it's been like it's a continuous subject. Since I was little, it's a constant.
Yeah.
There's always questions popping up and there's always explanations. And it's the best because it means that, you learn stuff.
That's right.
And I really like that.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good. What's your special skill?
Oh, goodness. I was thinking about this last night. I'm like, what am I going to say? I'm really good at mimicking accents. It's I don't know if it's a good skill or a bad skill to have. It can be really funny.
It can be. But do you find yourself like when you're around people with an accent, like kind of like absorbing it and like,
yes. Okay. Oh, yeah. So if people have an accent, I'll kind of, absorb it, as you say, and then I'll do it later.
Yes.
I will not do it around people. I do not want to offend people, but I think it's so fun. And me and my mom, we do it all.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. So like I said, we're from Belgium, and I love doing the Dutch accent.
Oh, is that right?
So much.
Really?
So me and my mom, all the time, we speak Dutch to each other.
Going back and forth? All right.
Yes.
I won't ask you to do them now.
No, because there's a couple Dutch people around here. So
that's right. Exactly.
But actually, my Dutch accent's pretty
good. Do you do a Japanese accent?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I had Mark Kamachi on last month.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And he does a wicked Japanese accent. And I mean, he is come from Japanese heritage.
Yeah.
But he doesn't speak a lick of Japanese anymore. But his accent is phenomenal. It's awesome.
See, but so many things, just like even whatever scenarios that you come across during the day, they can just be extra funny if you had an accent to it.
Oh, of course.
So I love doing that. And so apart from that, I'm also good at other things. I'm really good at baking.
All right.
I love baking.
Okay.
I love baking with stuff that is good. So again, I'm consistent. I'm like, everything I bake with is also organic.
Sure.
I try to work in collagen or like clean protein powders or whatever if I can. I'll work with stuff like spirulina or anything to add something extra to baking so that it's not just sugar.
Yes, that's good. Well, you got to justify the sugar. So
yes.
That helps.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Have you ever been fired?
No.
No.
All
right.
I have put myself in. So I'm a very mouthy person. Yeah. So
Simon, you're a lucky man.
Yeah. So if I'm in a situation, I was, again, not going to name anything, but I was working at a place earlier this year, and some stuff happened there that wasn't maybe not so kosher. So I thought I'm going to mention this, and I mentioned it and was met with a very not understanding boss.
Oh.
That kind of just told me, this is how it is and we're not changing it.
Yeah.
And I just put out the facts. I said, what you're doing is not legal. It's not right. I will not stand by it. So I said, if we can't agree on this, I'm not going to waste my time. And I quit.
Yeah. Well,
so it's
you got standards and values. You gotta,
honestly, and that's the thing. And I'm like, if I'm bringing this up to you and this is a concern and this is maybe not legally correct,
right.
You as a business owner should at least be willing to listen to your staff that's bringing that up and not instantly shut it down and be like, the way I'm doing it is better because I've been in business for 22 years. That's literally the response I got. It was like, I've been in this business for 22 years, which is how old you are. But that doesn't mean that someone else can't bring something valuable to the table.
That's true.
And maybe sometimes you need to hear it from a different perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, be open-minded.
Yeah, so I probably would have gotten fired Maybe. I don't know. Like, I don't know if she would have the legal grounds to fire me, but I quit before I could be fired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good move. Good move. You got a stellar Batten 1000 record.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, so we got the flavors for this month. What's coming up in December?
Oh my gosh, I'm still playing with so much. I really want to get. Last month I made a Haskap and vanilla, which tastes, and I've already sold a couple.
Okay.
And got great feedback on them because it tastes like a cream soda. And like cream soda and stuff like that is just like so good during the holidays.
Yes.
So I've thought about that. I've thought about maybe doing something with like mullein spices.
All right. Like a cranberry.
Yeah.
mule.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm still playing around with a lot, which is why, I also made that orange lemon, which I know is kind of summery, but I can't help it.
It's good.
See, but if you were to do that with like, I don't know, like make it into a whiskey cocktail.
Right.
With like orange and lemon.
An
That
old
could be
fashioned,
so
an
good.
old fashioned with kombucha.
Right?
Yeah.
And who doesn't want that for New Year's or Christmas?
I'll have it on a Wednesday afternoon. Fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Cool. How can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram, on Facebook. It's all super easy. Belcan Brew.
Belcan Brew.
Yeah.
All right. That's one thing we didn't ask the question. How did you come up with the name?
This is my favorite question.
All right. I have an idea, but you're probably going to prove me wrong.
Yeah, so you're probably right. It's pretty basic. But so I was sitting with my grandparents at the picnic table in Bragg Creek, and we were discussing what kind of names. And I remember a couple years ago, we were obsessed with Belgian beer. We were drinking a lot at the time.
Okay.
Not too much, but enough. And I loved Belgian beer, and it's just there's not a lot of it here. So I thought I'm going to start the Belgian Tap House. And that was a concept, an idea. We had a family member that made a beautiful logo for it, but unfortunately, it never
didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out. Maybe we should kind of keep that Belgian thing in there, but at the same time, I'm Canadian now, and I'm proud of it.
Right.
So I thought, what if I do Belcan, which is Belgian Canadian, because
that's right.
That is me.
Yes.
And then the two middle letters, the L and the C, are actually my initials.
Ah, there you go. I didn't pick that part up.
Yeah. So it works out perfectly.
Good for you. That's awesome. Excellent.
A little bit of me in the name.
Yes. No, it's a beautiful logo. I like the simplicity of it.
Thank
you.
It
looks good on your amber brown bottles.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, we're very proud.
Well, you have a delicious product, Lien.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing it. Yeah. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
And we should do this again, in a year and
see
how things are coming along.
And see how things are going. Yeah, because we're still growing.
Yes, exactly.
It's only been 3 months, so forever to go.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thanks very much, Lien.
Yeah,
all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lien and Belcan Brew. If you would like to try some of Belcan Brew's kombucha, reach out to Lien on Instagram under the handle Belcan Brew. Honestly, I'm not lying. I was blown away by how good it tasted. And it's good for you, so no reason not to give it a go. I will also give my other business a free plug, because why not? It's my show. The Elbow River Trading Company, ERTC. ShopERTC.com is where you'll find the latest videos of live stream shopping experiences of tools and equipment brought to you by the working man for the working man and woman. It's a relatively new format of e-commerce combining products, community, and live demonstrations for some of the coolest products on the market today. Whether you are a DIYer, a professional tradesperson, or have that special lady friend or man friend who is, you'll find something special. We have partnered with Banditos Incorporated, an industrial supply company out of southern Alberta, to bring you the best deals and tools available. And this week, it's Black Friday, so there will be wicked deals. So check us out at ShopERTC.com. Have a great week.